Pirates to kick us off. Maswanganyi. An early touch for Ndaba, which will settle the nerves. Not that regular this season, the man is signed from Richards Bay, but certainly one for the future, as is Omega Mdaka, who's taken over on the left-hand side for Stellenbosch in place of Seko Tuwane, got for tonight's encounter. Here come Orlando Pirates. Mofokeng's first touch of the night. It'll be an interesting evening for him, I think, against the strength of the Nigerian Enyenaya.
Yeah, it's going to be a David against Goliath, isn't it? Enyenaya is very aggressive in his approach. We'll see how long Mofokeng will last on this left-hand side before he changes to the right-hand side and swap with Apollos.
This is the one concern with Mofokeng, is the physical challenges. He's body type, of course, not that big and physically strong, and sometimes can be muscled out of the games. Certainly got the skill, though, to work himself out of trouble. Foul by Palace. Free kick here in a fairly good position for Orlando Pirates early on. Sibelebele, the player, brought down.
Well, it's a little bit unfortunate. Palace won the ball, and that's the negative of not having a striker. There's no one up front he could actually get the ball to, so got caught in possession. Sibelebele did the rest by getting fouled, and it's a great opportunity, obviously, for Orlando Pirates, with set plays now becoming a big part of the modern game.
So early test for Sage Stevens. He's played all of the matches this season for Stellenbosch. It's low on the ground, disappointing one from Apollos. Not properly cleared out by Butsaka. So Enyenaya will get this forward. Devin Titus will go on the hunt. Sabisi clears it away. Busa maybe misjudging that a little bit. He's missed the last 3 games through injury. Stevens under a bit of pressure as well.
Well, Enyenaya accidentally touched the ball. That's why he couldn't pick it up. And you can see the anger from and frustration from Sage Stevens, telling him he should have left it.
Gaba back to Sabisi. Siema, one of the finds of the season as a rare sign from TS Galaxy. He hardly played last campaign, but what an excellent season he's had. Firstly, alongside Mbukazi in the first half of the season, and now with Kosinati Sabisi as his senior partner. Mata, Sibelebele, Daka looking to cut it out, but Apollos has got a bit of space with which to work now. Here comes the cross inside. Elisa Ndar up against his old team. He'll be fired up for tonight's encounter, that's for sure. Sibelebele gets past Palace, doesn't get past Lebusa. Butsaka with possession. Space to maneuver here. Good energetic approach from both of these sides early on. Makala. Enyenaya getting the better of Maswanganyi, and the referee stops play. He did seem to allow play to continue and stop maybe for the fact that Maswanganyi might need some treatment rather than for a foul.
I think it's a head injury. It's just unfortunate the elbow of Enyenaya catches Maswanganyi on the side. And I think when it comes to head injuries, the referees are very, very meticulous about it, and got to get the emergency services on the field as quickly as possible. But it's a great start from both teams. The tempo is quite high. That's what Coach Gavin Hunt will be looking for, as well as Coach Wadu.
There are a lot of celebrities here tonight. There's the Minister of Sports, Gayton McKenzie. You wonder if the Orlando Pirates contingent will be able to watch in silence, or whether they'll have to chat the way through. Jordan Hill-Lewis, the mayor of Cape Town, is wearing a Stellenbosch shirt tonight. I wonder if that might land him in a bit of trouble.
It's crossed the border into the winelands.
Yes. I suppose technically Stellenbosch are on his turf today, so Gavin Hunt, of course, knows all about Orlando Pirates. This is the 72nd time he's been in charge against the Buccaneers from his days as coach of Athletic. Has a losing record, by the way, against Orlando Pirates. Sipo Chain gets his first opportunity to touch the ball in these early stages. Mofokeng beaten to the ball by Enyinaya, just hammers that forward in search of Titus and Dava. Now there's a bit of space here. Enyinaya stays down, and Mofokeng doesn't spot the opportunity for a bit of space and a bit of a run down this left-hand side. Played that pass perhaps a little too early.
I think Mofokeng might have accidentally, as he came down, landed on the leg of Enyinaya.
Well, maybe not. Maybe a rather deliberate little stamp there that Mofokeng...
Lucky for him, there's no VAR.
Yes, and Enyinaya was not happy with it. He was looking to milk it as much as he possibly could, hoping that maybe the officials had seen it. If they had, you wonder if Mofokeng might have been in a lot of early trouble.
Well, believe it. I don't think Enyinaya is going to leave it at that.
Now, over the head of Maswanganyi and Tinyani. Enyinaya battling with Mafopa, catches him on the heel. He's down, but play continues. Pili with the last touch, though. It's going to be a throw-in for Orlando Pirates. Mafopa's back up on his feet again, but not happy with that challenge from Enyinaya. So it's getting a little bit tasty out there, Sean, early on. Well, now, Mafopa's not going to let this rest either, I don't think.
It is a match of massive proportions for both teams, you know, top 8 and the title at stake. Both teams won this result as a victory.
No Tsekofaso Mabasa available today for Stellenbosch. He's on loan here from Pirates, not able to play. He does come to the end of his contract at the end of the season. Lots of speculation about where his next destination will be if the Buccaneers do not offer him a new deal, and even if they do, whether he decides to stay there or maybe move on. Maswanganyi through the middle here, offside.
That was very, very tight.
Olani Strongwani is the linesman over on the far side. Was he right or was he wrong? And now looks to have played Mofokeng on side. That's a big let-off early on for Stellenbosch. Now, Maswanganyi. Mafopa, offside flag up again. Again, this is going to be tight. One call right so far. What do you reckon there? Perhaps marginally.
Just straight offside, slightly ahead of the ball. But these are the type of runs Orlando Pirates will be looking for, in between the defenders and behind.
Tinyani. Labusa, of course, looking to do his old teammates at Mamelodi Sundowns a favour here tonight. He'll be rock solid at the back. Has been a very good addition to the Stellenbosch defence. Chain straight to Tinyani, unable to utilise it now. Mofokeng to tease Enyinaya. Early ball, looking for Apollos. A good ball too. Apollos gets the shot in. It's just wide.
Great build-up, good ball from Mofokeng. Just the ball that caught a little bit underneath. Apollos couldn't get the shot off quick enough. Did have an option of Tito as well, Maswanganyi on the edge, but you, as an attacker, you've got to take the opportunity. Just dragged it slightly across him. Anxious moment there for Sage Stevens.
11 goals in all competitions this season for Osman Apollos. 8 of them in the league. He's 2 behind Mofokeng in the Pirates' goal-scoring charts as far as the Betway Premiership is concerned. previous seasons that Apollos had played at Supersport United, where he was only used as a sub. In the 2 seasons of Polokwane City, his total number of goals was 9. He's already got 11 in all competitions in this campaign, so it's been a wonderful move for him, and he will certainly be amongst the contenders for player of the season, as in Apollos. Now Zaba argues with the linesman, but Mr. Ngadi flags in favour of Stellenbosch.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Never made contact with the ball. More with Butsaka right in front of the assistant referee. Still arguing his case.
So it's a free kick rather than a throw-in. And the chance for Daka with the left foot to come across and see if he can swing it in on goal.
Could this be a night for Ndar to score against his former club?
Yep, he'll be up there with a head, that's for sure, Lisa Ndar. Here comes Ndaka, gets good height on it, back post, good catch. Good confident catch from Sipho Chain, whose place in the World Cup squad is still not secure. You'll remember he was dropped for alleged disciplinary reasons for those 2 friendlies against Panama in March. Now down the other end, here's Mofoke on the edge of the area. Drags it back, Maswanganyi. He hit that rather softly. Well, the party continues for Durban City. They've taken an early lead away against Siwelele tonight. That's the first goal in the 4 matches we have. And it's the Congolese Juan Ruamba, the cup final villain turned hero, who continues to charm the management and the fans. And Maswanganyi there had an excellent opportunity to add to the 8 goals he's scored so far this season. Siwelele have just equalised against Durban City, so forget all of that about the post-cup final party continuing. There are 2 early goals in that match. Chippa United against Sekhukhune in East London, and the other big match that we're watching this evening, or we're going to keep you abreast of, is Magesi against Auburn College, right down at the bottom of the Betway Premiership. Vital match for both of the sides.
Well, you said business end of the season. Everybody's fighting for something, whether it's avoiding relegation, making the top 8, or winning a league title.
And also, I think 3rd place is still not completed on the Zulu on the tail of Kaizer Chiefs. If Chiefs lose to Sundowns, on the Zulu win tomorrow against Golden Arrows, that's going to be pretty tight, battling for 3rd spot, which carries a berth in next season's African Confederation Cup. Siwelele's goal, by the way, scored by Walo. The youngsters who's come through in the last couple of weeks that Coach Leklanora Siam has been introducing to the team. Flick on here from Mafopa. Straight at Sage Stevens. Daba will be underneath this one. Into the midfield where Mbata gets the touch. Makaula. As far as Enyanaya, taken away by Mofoke. Straight down the line to Mafopa. Maswanganyi coming up in support. Good tackle from Palace. Now, Okobodi getting stuck in. So is Sabisi, the last touch of the Pirates defender. Room to maneuver in these early stages. It's a very quick opening 15 minutes here, just in terms of it's flown by with the pace of this early game, these early stages of this game. Coach Wadu's 2nd time here at Athlone Stadium. He was here last season with Marumo Gallants against Cape Town City. Not particularly impressed with the pitch, and you can see at the bottom of your picture there's quite quite a lot of divots and bumps there. The rainy weather and the frequent use of this ground. Cape Town City were here on Sunday battling away in their bid to win promotion back to the top flight.
Well, the best they can do now is make playoffs.
There's a Polis. Tackle from Daka. Foul as Titus goes down, but the referee's not impressed with that. Taken away by Ndaka. Butsaka. Peely. Still Peely. Far too many defenders around him. A big clearance away from Sibele. Stellenbosch ball. Saka in that corner. Has he got support? Back to Daka. Dava pushing forward, but unable to keep that in play. This is Body with Chinyani, two of the players who joined at the beginning of the season. The passing not working out between the two of them.
I think since the beginning of the season, Mokobodi's played every position in this Stellenbosch team. Started off as right back, now finding himself almost in a 10 position attacking midfielder. Tiani has done exceptionally well in that central role as well.
I think when they make a list of the best signings of the new season, players who hadn't played in the top flight before, Tiani is certainly going to be amongst them. Signed from Milford, who also look as if they might be promoted, or certainly will be going to the playoffs. Siema we've mentioned, although he did play a little bit in the top flight last season with Galaxy. Now Sabisi, Ndaba. That'll be a throw in off Ndaba's legs. Should be neatly done by Mokobodi. It's given away though. Makaula, Maswanganyi, Apollos. And looking for the run here from Mofokeng. And Stevens will come out quickly and collect. No clean sheets in the last 7 matches for Stellenbosch coming into this game, something they'll be hoping to turn around tonight. Well, there's Gavinant's record against Pirates. 29 losses, 23 wins, and 19 draws. Maswanganyi. Sibele pushing forward, but Daka right on his tail. Makaula gives that away. Chinyani finds Ndaka in a bit of space on the left. Peely. Past one. Bit strong for Titus. The idea was a good one. Comes off Titus and it'll be a Pirates throw-in. Well, Makala was the player who gave the ball away initially. You know, Tanis, does he require a bit of treatment or not? Oh, look at that. In those divots. Disappointment for the coach, but you've got to have some sympathy there with Palace. The playing conditions not conducive. Here he is, though, back in action. You know, Palace with 3 goals in his last 5 outings. Tinyani. Now Mbata, good pass, finds Apollos. Too much. See Labusa, all those years of experience, just waited to steal it away. Here comes Peely now. Ball inside, chance to turn. Good challenge. Butsaka hustled off by Makaula. Apollos at the other end. 2-8 in the middle. Mofokeng. there from Tignani. Mbata likes to shoot from range. That was blocked. Oh, helter-skelter stuff at the moment. Just what we were looking for on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, high-intensity game here. Definitely making up for the cold weather. The hotly contested match witnessing here. A few opportunities, one on the Stellenbosch side, and as quickly as possible on the Pirate side as well. Neither could capitalize on the opportunity.
20 minutes gone. Shane. Gets past the Daka, spreads it out wide, but Inyanya gets there first. No way through for Titus. Mokobodi. Now Palace looking for the pace of Titus up front. Did well to bring their ball under control. He needs a bit of support. Early ball out wide to Pili. Now what can he conjure up? He's got a box of tricks at his disposal. Space for Pili. Early cross. Up went Mokobodi. Palace back into the danger zone. Strong header away from Sabisi. Getting a bit sloppy at times here in terms of holding on to possession, but it's certainly rollicking stuff in these early stages. 2 half chances so far for Orlando Pirates that they didn't take or put wide of the target. Apollos and Maswanganyi. So Pangoremi is the one player missing tonight from the Pirates starting lineup and on the bench. It should be a Pirates throw-in. Clears it. Very far from Makala, difficult for Pili. Maswanganyi, straight at Labusa, chance on the counter. Taken away though by Siema, who continues his run. Apollos to Siema, back inside, only as far as Palace. Lots of turnover of possession, lots of opportunity for both teams. Almost feels like you need someone, Sean, just to put his foot on the ball and calm it all down.
The pace is so fierce. Needs somebody just to control this match a little bit. Want to keep the ball and try and find the right opportunity to penetrate.
Saka, good running from Mokobodi. He set that movement up. Can't get around the defender though, but that's given away. The turnover here. Titus, good block by Siema. Now Apollos strutting his stuff here at the Athlone Stadium. On both sides with a decent enough break. Played the weekend, of course, with the Cup final. About 10 days since the derby, and of course the day after the derby, well, in fact just hours after the derby, Stellenbosch were in action against Polokwane City last Sunday, or Sunday before last Sunday, I think. Daka, Utsaka, play on. Siema with a good challenge. Now Apollos, bit of space for him on the right. Has a look. Makhopa in the middle, good first touch from Makhopa, but can he turn? He finds Maswanganyi inside the penalty area. Let's meet and drink for Labusa. Oops, the challenge on Mbata was a dangerous one. He missed it completely. Makala, Makhopa, Apollos. Still trying to conjure up a chance here. Oh, almost back towards his own goal from Inyanya. Needed a good save from Sage Stevens to prevent the own goal. What was he thinking there, the fullback?
think he got caught by surprise. That's what happened. It's all happening in that Stellenbosch 18-yard area. Great save from Sage Stevens.
Well, the last home game here against Sekhukhune United, Stevens pulled off a number of blinders. Excellent saves.
And the weather conditions were not that great either.
Comes up with another big one. By the way, I see today Osman Apollos handed the Goal of the Month award for April for his effort against the AmaZulu. Wondering, did the judges watch Enyanaya's shot against Sekhukhune?
Not just the shot, the whole build-up.
Yeah.
The running past 3-4 defenders.
Not to take anything away from Apollos' goal, it was a very good one, cut inside, hit it from outside the penalty area.
From a defender as well.
Yeah, the defender scoring after dribbling through 3 or 4 players and then unleashing an absolute thunderbolt. They almost gave one away there, the other end, Enyanaya. This game continues at such a pace, we're unable to show you the slow-mos just yet. These teams going end to end, and is that a groin for Mokobodi? You've got a feel for him there. He's just broken into the starting lineup. This is his 4th game in a row, and it looks as if he will not be able to continue. This is that header back from Enyanaya towards his goalkeeper. Big save. Just in the confusion there, was he trying to duck out of the way? Dar had the final clearance, but wow. Most strikers would be pleased with that kind of headed effort.
Well, it's always been the difference here at home, especially with Stellenbosch winning games.
Well, it looks as if Mokobodi will play no further part in this game. Joined at the beginning of the season from Marumo Gallants. There's the Sergel and Gavin Hunt now trying to conjure up what they are going to do. Ibrahim Jabbar still out with injury. Maybe an opportunity.
Oh, they can easily bring on Makubu as the leading striker and bring Butsaka to the side. I think that should be the obvious choice, but they've also got a player like Jooste that can go forward and defend. Coach Gavin Hunt said before the game he wants players that's going to work.
Jooste, of course, played previously with Orlando Pirates, so some extra motivation. Now, Sembele Bere, only as far as Ndaka. Tignani. And the Pirates, of course, signed a few players from Stellenbosch over the last 2 seasons. Dino Van Rooyen on the bench tonight, and of course Sihle Nduli is still out with injury. He won't play again this campaign. It was a big hit in the first half of the season for the Buccaneers after signing from Stellenbosch. Now Makaula, Nebusa again. And Mofokeng has given it away to Titus. Oh, sells him a bit of Mofokeng's skill there. Oh, he's enjoying that as well. Devin Titus is smiling back at Mofokeng. I suppose Mofokeng's getting a bit of his own medicine. This is what he does to defenders all the time. Unfortunately for Titus, slipping in the process. Still Siwelele 1, Durban City 1, Magesi and Albert College 0-0 up in Sheshego, and in East London, Chippa United 0, Sekhukhune United 0. 4 games tonight. Tomorrow, of course, Chiefs away at Sundowns at Loftus. That game, by the way, is completely sold out. It looks as if you're right, Makubu to come on here, Sean. Got a feel for Mokobodi. An opportunity for Wonderboy Makubu. He's had 2 red cards since arriving at Stellenbosch, 2 separate suspensions. Plus, he comes into this game with 3 yellow cards to his name, so if he gets booked tonight, it'll be his 3rd suspension in a matter of months. Mokobodi with what looked a bit of a groin pull there. That's certainly what he was pointing to. Early change on the half-hour mark. Former Magesi striker into the fray. Now Butsaka. That's going to be a goal kick. Well, as things stand now, Orlando Pirates would still be 4 points behind. Stellenbosch much better in the first half at scoring in this final segment. They were side in both a little bit of a slow start this season in most of their league matches.
Generally, Stellenbosch comes alive in the second 45 minutes. This time they've applied themselves in a better way, putting the pressure on Orlando Pirates.
This is the 19th meeting between these 2 teams in all competitions. Stellenbosch with 5 wins, Pirates with 8, 5 draws. The Buccaneers have won twice this season already against Pirates have won twice against Stellenbosch in the league and in the M10-8. It's getting a bit feisty now. Sabisi,
well, is the guy that you just mentioned, Makubu, that just came on, and it's a bit of unfortunate. It's a bit unfortunate in the sense where he tried to go for the ball, and I think he might have caught the trailing leg, the back leg of Sabisi, on the shin pad. Just catches him on the leg. His first action of the match.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the coach or what the referee decides. Michael Morton's in the house tonight. Ministers as well on hand. Lots of celebrities want to be seen with Stellenbosch versus Pirates. Now, is Makubu going to be in trouble?
He's enjoying himself.
I'll be a little bit worried about Makubu. Chiefs tomorrow, of course, against Sundowns. If they win that, they'll have 3rd place pretty much wrapped up. If they lose, Amazulu have a chance if they beat Arrows. Pirates at the moment 4 behind Sundowns. They need to win tonight. The Chiefs fans not supporting Pirates tonight, such as the rivalry, although you think tomorrow all the Pirates fans are going to be supporting Chiefs in their quest to beat Sundowns. Now, Makubu's getting a little talking to. What is going to be the decision here?
Well, I think Eugene Mgluli has always been one to use common sense. You know, he literally just came on to the field. Probably still need to get used to the pace of the game. Give him a stern talk. Probably be his last before he gets booked again, or if so.
We are 10 minutes from half-time here at Athlone. Sabisi waits to come on the pitch. You can see right in the right-hand corner of your screen, waiting for the referee to allow him back on. Maswanganyi takes us, flick on from Makala, and foul by Makopa on Stevens. Sabisi back on the pitch, by the way. So 8 goals between the 30th and the half-time whistle. Good strike rate, although of course they are the best scorers in the league this season. Enyanaya shrugs off Mofokeng. Work from Makala.
This game has been going. It's definitely goals, just a matter of which team will get it first.
Makala. Enyanaya above Mofokeng. Mofokeng now. Past Devon Titus. Here's Apollos. The clearance will come from Ndaka. Apollos again. Makopa, square ball. Lebusa was waiting for the goalkeeper to come out. Ndaka wasn't taking any chances. Came close to kicking that against Lebusa, who had the good presence of mind to jump out of the way.
I think as a defender, that's the right thing to do. Don't wait for the goalkeeper. Clear lines. And have a discussion afterwards. Has been a couple of frantic moments in that Stellenbosch defense.
Tignani unable to get this further up the field. Mofokeng's kept that in play, and Dyer comes across. Maswanganyi, Makopa, can he turn? Can he find Maswanganyi? And Enyanaya makes the save. The flag was up for offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted.
I think the return ball from Makopa. Maswanganyi just running before he could actually pass him the ball. Just running offside. Oh, that's very tight.
No, it doesn't look offside to me there. When Tlongwane on the far side has been busy, but not accurate. Now, cross from Makubu, looking for Pili. Good clearance. Here comes Maswanganyi battling with Lebusa. Lebusa almost got the tackle in there and did. Corner.
Good cover defense from Nda. You could see his defensive partner in a bit of trouble. Just a mistimed tackle from Lebusa. Nda clearing up.
73 starts in 4.5 seasons the Pirates for Nda. He asked for his contract to be cancelled. He wanted more playing time, and joining Stellenbosch not long thereafter. It took a while for his work permit to come through. He is certainly, after starting in the midfield, slotted back very well into his preferred position. Back post for Apollos, unmarked. Had an opportunity there, didn't hit it as crisply as he would have liked. Floated back in. Flick on here. Siema. That was out of play, according to the linesman.
Oh, if he was clever enough, he probably would have could have left it for a corner kick. Well worked, the set play. Just needed a better contact from Apollos. He'll be disappointed being unmarked at far post. Could have expected to at least hit the target.
Titus gets the return pass from Butsaka, cuts inside. A little too short, that pass from Pili. The idea was a good one. Here's Makgopa, he's going to leave it for Mofokeng. Mofokeng scanning, almost caught by Ndaka. Referee's playing advantage. And now Ndaka is going to get a yellow card, and it's going to be a free kick to Orlando Pirates.
Well, that's great refereeing from my side, allowing the play to go on, and when there was no advantage, Makgopa couldn't advance. He brought it back for the free kick. Almost what they call a tactical foul from Ndaka, trying to break down the play.
Yeah, far too late on that challenge. He'll miss the away trip to Durban City on Friday. Makgopa, goal! Big strong header from the centre forward. Orlando Pirates have the lead. It's his 6th league goal, Evidence Makgopa. 7th of the season overall, and it's arguably the most vital one he's put into the back of the net.
I think it was a matter of time. Coach Gavin Hunt won't be happy because it's a set play. You train these week in and week out. Players are responsible for marking certain players. And Makgopa just got in front of his marker. It seems to be in doubt. But what a strong, powerful header. And the right thing to do, you want to hit it back where the cross came from. As the goalkeeper is moving, it's very difficult to go back.
Well, in between those two experienced defenders, Libusa and Nda, using his strength, gets his height, gets a good strong head onto that. Reminds us a little bit of Sean Bartlett in his prime. Well, the celebration was a lot better than in the old days. Now here, Mofokeng gonna get another one before the break. Laying up for Mbata. Clearance will come from Makubu all the way back up the out of defence. So that goal puts Pirates up to 62 points, if they can hold on to the lead for the rest of this game. 2 on the tail of Sundowns, with 3 games each left after tonight. Sundowns will play 2 of those games by Sunday. They play tomorrow against Chiefs and Siwalele on Saturday evening. Saturday early evening, I should say, 5:30 kickoff against Siwalele and Atteridgeville. And they'll have just one more game left against Galaxy. You're not sure when that will take place.
Well, the strange thing is, I think they might be done with the league of games
by Tuesday.
Exactly, yeah, by next week Tuesday.
If they play the Galaxy game ahead of the first leg of the final, we haven't heard any official word yet, but that seems to be the general consensus. Pirates, of course, have to stick with the scheduled program. They've got Magesi away on Saturday. And then next Saturday, Durban City at home in their final game away at Orbit College, who might still be looking for points to save themselves from the possible drop. Bele gets himself out of trouble. Lovely skills. Finds Mofokeng in space. Mofokeng dragging it back, and Yanaya read that. Came across and did some good defending. Half The first half is gone. We're into stoppage time now. 2 minutes added on. Top official tonight is Mr. Christopher Kistor. The majority of the spectators tonight supporting Orlando Pirates got what they came for. The goal from Makgopa has the Buccaneers in the lead. Good flick on from Makgopa here, beating Nda again in the air.
Yeah, I think there are only a select few teams where, as a home team, Stellenbosch feels like the away team, more fans of Orlando Pirates in the stadium.
Stellenbosch at home this season, 5 wins, 5 losses and 3 draws. They've picked up 18 out of a possible 39 points. It's not been the home campaign that they have had in the past. That's the reason they started tonight in 10th position, and don't look at the moment like they're going to move away from 10th place. Top 8 might be slipping away here tonight. Mofokeng, Maswanganyi. Makgopa again! That's gone all the way through. Now, did Makgopa get a touch, or is it Maswanganyi's goal? I think Makgopa is pointing towards Maswanganyi in a very sporting way to say it's his. Or is he calling everyone over? Who's claiming this one? Maswanganyi. At St. Stephen's, put off by the presence of Makgopa.
And that look on Coach Kevin Hunt's face tells a story. Comes down to who was more clinical in that final third. Both teams had numerous chances to go ahead, and it's Orlando Pirates that came up with the first 2 goals.
Now we're going to see who the goal scorer is. Maswanganyi takes the ball inside here, looks up, delivers the cross. Did Makgopa get a touch? I don't think so. Stevens didn't get a touch either. This will perhaps give us a better indication. No touch Makgopa, I fancy. No touch Apollos either. Yeah, there's no ways Makgopa touched that. That is Maswanganyi's goal. Top flight football against the Buccaneers, but Gavin Hunt has thrown some cards out onto the table, as it were, Sean Bartlett.
Well, a lot of coaches believe you put a young player into the fire and see what he's made of. And under Coach Gavin Hunt, who's got the world of experience, that's probably what he's done here.
A nice first touch for Andreas will give him some confidence, and he turns Maswanganyi there as well. Looks to the manner born, does the young man. Well, not all that young at 21. He turned 21 in March. And, another one through the development production line at Stellenbosch. Ashley Cupido, we mentioned, is the other change. In a disappointing season for him. He had 1 goal in African club competition this season, but nothing in the league. And not too much in the way of opportunity either. Only 5 starts. This is the 17th time this season Ashley Cupido's come off the bench in league action for Stellenbosch. Pirates then run back in their own half for the moment. Daka will find Butsaka out wide. In a quiet game by recent standards that Butsaka set across straight at the head of Siema. Simele Bene forward. Lebusa, no wind to speak of today. Normally here at the Athlone Stadium you do see the ball tend to hold up a little bit with the wind blowing, but it's a cold night but not a windy night. The rain that was predicted for today didn't arrive either. They say it's coming tomorrow, Sean Bartlett, so your golf might be interrupted.
Yeah.
And Dar at the back.
Never rains on a golf course.
With his right foot. Andreas, well, he looks full of confidence in clearance away from the danger zone. right-hand side in place of Dion Otto tonight. He's on the bench getting a bit of a rest. Pirates with the trip to Magesi next the weekend. Now, Titus with a cross, near post, Makubu. Can Cupido get there? Off for King to clear. Not very far though. And Enyunaya drives this back in towards goal. They'll settle for the throw-in.
I think the second 45 minutes, Stellenbosch players just need to show a little bit more aggression and intensity. Increase that a bit. They want to get back into this game.
Enyunaya turned 27 last month. That throw is just a little too strong.
Well, that throw should have gone towards goal.
Was in the lineup in the MTNA final against Pirates, but didn't play in the league game between these two sides at the start of the season. Lost only one league game since arriving at Stellenbosch. The other losses all came in the cup competition. Now with a clearing header. There's Butsaka. Alice looking for Titus. Clearance is from Makala, only as far as Ndala. This is a positive period of play here for the home side. Maswanganyi with the excellent first half. He's not been as prolific a player this season as he was in the last campaign. And you remember in the 2004 season, he was player of the year.
Yeah, it's always tough to keep that consistency going, but that's where you test it as far as your quality is concerned. Longevity, influence on the team also as far as the results goes.
The 41st game of the season for Pirates tonight in all competitions. Of course, they didn't have to compete in the Champions League. Lost out in the qualifiers to Limpopo on penalties. You remember that upset that might well have given them a bit more freedom in hindsight. I'm sure they would have liked to have competed in the group phase of the Champions League, but less of an exacting schedule, and it's kept them on course here for the title. Snapping at the heels of Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, Kubo had the last touch there. It's still in play. The flag was up very quickly from linesman Ngadi. I'm not sure he got that right. From the other games tonight, the Magesi match against Auburn College was altered after 9 minutes because of lightning. The game between Chippa United and Sekhukhune postponed because of a waterlogged pitch in East London. That'll be played tomorrow around about lunchtime. So only 2 matches starting on the schedule this evening in the Betway Premiership. Sibulele and Durban City trading early goals. It's 1-1 there, and of course here with Auburn College and Magesi is back underway. We hear that Auburn College have got a goal, so remember they started in bottom place in the PSL standings. Magesi were just outside in 14th position, but not much between the two of them, so that could all change. Magesi, in fact, will drop back into the relegation places if Auburn can hold on. Here's Cupido. Butsaka, first touch a little heavy, it might fall for Makubu. Very quickly, Sabisi got a touch in there to take the ball away from him, sets up the chance here as Apollos finds Mofokeng. Square ball, Maswanganyi. Needed a bit more of an angle on that pass to Mafopa. Not much room here for Titus to manoeuvre. Good work from Ndaba.
Orlando Pirates forcing the issue now, trying to get that third goal. Thought the early cross was on for Mofokeng to Mafopa. Chose the second option to Maswanganyi.
Decision goes in favour of Enyinaya. Tough physical battles out there tonight, and we're certainly leaning into Mafopa initially. A couple of well-dressed fans tonight on the Stellenbosch side. Whoever's chosen earn themselves extra money tonight. 50,000 rand for the best dressed home fan, as long as they have an active Betway account.
Can you believe that the goal from Mafopa is only his 30th in the Premiership? 16 for Pirates and 14 for Barocca.
Should have a better return, but oftentimes he does a lot of work for other players. His ability to draw defenders, make space for others, sometimes goes unnoticed.
Seen that numerous times also with Bafana Bafana.
Look how far back he is here, trying to help out. Palace wide. There's a very different big target man to someone like Mabasa, for example. Good flick on them from Palace with not much power. Super Chain's been largely underemployed in this match.
Yep, not really been tested. I think the decision-making in the final third needs to improve from Stellenbosch. When really to put in a cross, take a strike, take responsibility, I think is the biggest issue.
Back to Chain, who moves this up in Mofokeng's direction. A bit more space now for Orlando Pirates to operate. It's too long for Devon Titus. So we've had 10 minutes of the second half here. Buccaneers looking for one more goal, some solid insurance for the rest of this encounter. You'll remember Stellenbosch took a point away at Mamelodi Sundowns just a couple of weeks ago. This is a very good scoreline for the Buccaneers. Stellenbosch are never going to be an easy customer, as it were. Mofokeng. Barter's efforts blocked. Sebelebele losing out. Now Butsaka, can he get Cupido going? Flag stays down. Ashley Cupido teasing and then leaves the ball behind. This was a late call-up for the Bafana squad. They had that decisive World Cup qualifier against Rwanda. At that stage, probably still in with a chance of possible World Cup place. But certainly a lack of game time since. No goals. Hasn't given his chances much hope. Maybe if he can pull a hat-trick tonight and turn this game around, he could book himself a trip to Mexico. though the squad's pretty much sorted by now. Sure, there'll be one or two places still up for grabs, but you think that the coach would have an idea in his head of who the 26 are going to be?
Yeah, I think the core of the team he should have in his mind already, and the names probably around about 16, 17 players. I think is the rest that would be a little bit concerning. I still feel we need a bigger variation of strikers. Just having Foster and Makopa is not enough.
No chance of coming out of retirement?
No, I'll rather get Ikram Reyners in there. I think he's the one that's on form, scoring goals. Different dimension also, a bit more speed.
Was closer to Sedi Dion in the goal scoring chance, and Sedi Dion won't play tomorrow for errors because he's suspended against Amazulu, so Reyners could catch him tomorrow if he scores against Chiefs. There's Nda. Now for Stellenbosch's quest for a top 8 place, also in the reckoning is Siwalele. They've taken a 2-1 lead over Durban City, and it doesn't help Stellenbosch's cause either. It's the other game ongoing tonight. Cuts inside. Paula takes that away. This is a Polis. The pressure continues. They've done well to extricate themselves on the press there, Orlando Pirates. Then Makala with a shallow pass that Labusa's played back. Excellent work by Sibele Bele. 236s up against each other. You don't see it often in the game of football. Bele taking the ball off Makubu. Pirates give it away again.
It's been the story of the first of the 60 minutes. Nobody really taking control of the game. Orlando Pirates do have the 2-goal upper hand. Nobody real dominant as far as keeping the ball is concerned.
Now Lutsaka looks up. Kane. Thomas tries to nick it away. Andreas gets it out wide to Titus. Turnover of possession, which has been very high in this game, continues between these two sides. Mistakes creeping in. He's going to take advantage. Chain with a record 17 clean sheets this season, going alongside Monique Josephs in the Pirates record books as Maswanganyi. To the corner flag, and off Lebusa, set piece opportunity where Orlando Pirates have claimed their goals tonight.
When it comes to corners, it's either Hollis or Mopokeng that takes them. Big boys will go forward. Sabisi Mbata lingering on the edge of the box. And obviously Evidence Mapopa always a target.
Moffat King. It's from Nebusa. To be fair, Stellenbosch haven't set up a decent chance for themselves in this game. And the Pirates have looked almost from the start a better team. Had been threatening. I suppose the way Stellenbosch conceded the goals will be a source of much irritation to Gavin Hunt. Bata driving forward, Ndaka clears. Seen as much pushing forward on the right from Shabele Bere tonight, so very much a right back as opposed to a right wing back, but as I say that, here he goes. Gets the free kick as well off Janino Palace. Palace seemed to make a fairly good tackle there. Now our winner tonight, 50,000 rands, Judy Ndika. The best dressed home fan for the grapes and all. Very creative outfit. Extra in the pocket tonight, that is usually the case for lead sponsors. Makala with a challenge. Apollos easily past Enyanaya. Mbata, who played under Gavin Hunt at Supersport United, hardly ever got a match. Coach didn't really think he was up to much. He's proved it wrong at Orlando Pirates. Maswanganyi, and it will be a corner. Pressure continues here.
Yeah, well read from Inyanaya, that return pass for Maswanganyi. Double could have been gone. Good intervention. Another set play opportunity for Orlando Pirates.
We've had 20 minutes of the second half already. Low one. Moffat King on the edge of the area. Is he going to go for goal? Teasing his way, goes down a bit too easily under the challenge of the substitute, Andreas, who will get some confidence from that challenge. Already in the book, he's got to be careful. The Pirates are going to be considering a double change shortly. Both the goal scorers, Mahopa and Maswanganyi, will be replaced. They, of course, to come on Saturday away at Magesi. That's the next assignment for Orlando Pirates. Successive away matches. The Magesi game kicks off at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. It'll be at the Peter Mokaba Stadium rather than Shisheko, where Magesi have played the majority of their matches. College, by the way, 2-0 up now against Magesi away from home, battling to keep themselves up in the top flight. Means Maruma will go bottom if it stays that way. Magesi will be second from bottom. Goal difference separating the two, and the orbit will be out of the bottom two. With 3 games to go. In the meantime, Pirates looking for a third. The crowd want a third. Sold out here at the Athlone Stadium. So the changes now for the Buccaneers. Makopa off, Butuma on, like for like in the attack department. And the other change will be in the middle with Masindi Nentajela on, and Maswangangi gets a bit of a break. It's Nentajela, more of a defensive midfielder, so Coach Wadu happy with the situation and maybe looking to slowly start closing matters up for sure.
I think you've got to look now to see how he can secure the 3 points. There's still a few opportunities. Wouldn't be surprised if Butuma gets a goal here tonight, the way Orlando Pirates are playing. Boys come off, definitely done a job.
Butuma, relative youngster at 24, has got 8 goals in all competitions this season, 5 in the league. The other 3 came in the early stages of the Champions League. Now, look how far back Makubu is trying to help with defensive duties. Enyinaya up to Cupido. Titus takes the ball on. Little isolated though, down that right-hand side, dealt with by Sibisi.
That has been the biggest issue for Stellenbosch tonight. Not enough players getting into the final third. Orlando Pirates players, on the other hand, making sure there's enough numbers at the back to defend.
Foul by Enyinaya on the Polis. Well, this result keeps this title challenge alive. It's been an absorbing season after several years of Mamelodi Sundowns utterly dominating, running away with the title. We've got a race on our hands, right over the top. Last time it was this close was that COVID championship, Sean, and all the teams went into the bio bubble. Chiefs had that massive lead on Sundowns and lost it on the final day.
Just had to remind me.
Yeah, every little dig I could get in. And Tangela immediately into the fray. Not been the best of games for Ndar against his old club. Maybe wanted to make a point or two, but beaten in the air by Makopa for that first goal.
It seems to be in a lot of pain. The boot is off already.
Talente Bata, one of those surely must be headed to the World Cup. We haven't got a date yet from SAFA on when the squad will be announced, but should be round about mid-May, in about a fortnight's time.
Generally,
just a reminder, Makopa on 42 minutes in between the two big centre backs, and then Maswangangi again delivering, but all the way into the back of the net as Stevens missed it. Makopa got in his eye line, and well, the coach couldn't believe it. Well, you would know, Sean, no fun being a coach. Andre de Jong, is he maybe going to get a chance against his old teammates? Hasn't made the impact yet at Pirates he was hoping to. He's looking for more game time to try and get a place in the New Zealand squad for the World Cup. On the fringes of selection. There's Apollos. Still Apollos. Not getting stuck in there with Enyinaya. Andre de Jong, by the way, has just gone for a little warm-up. And maybe he will get a chance. play against Stellenbosch.
I think if the coach wants to protect Mofokeng, I will take him out and bring in the young. Getting a little bit physical now.
It's not going to go down too well with the fans, though. They want their 90 minutes of Mofokeng tonight.
You've got to manage your players. There's another 3 games to go if they want to keep fighting for this title. It's not more you can do.
Magessi away for Pirates, then home to Durban City, then Orbit College away in their final matches. De Jong looks as if he's going to suit up and come on for what will be probably the last 15 minutes or so. Good defensive work again from Sibele Bere. Here's Ndaka though. Andreas, cross inside. First bit of top flight action for him after coming on as a half-time substitute, along with Cupido. Palace in there. Butsaka scored in the last game against Sekukune. Last home game, I should say, but tonight, not too many chances. No, he's got 8 seconds, Sipo Chain, to get rid of this. Mofokeng still at it, and Enyunaya going down again, looking to see if he can get another yellow card on Mofokeng.
I would take him out, having already been on a yellow card. Don't want to risk him.
I guess he had pulled one back against Orbit College. Now, what does the referee make of that? Little knee in the back from Mofokeng, and again, he is a little tempestuous at times, and the referee certainly had sight of that. It's a throw-in, no foul on Mofokeng. That's again a bit of a let-off. Now extracting some revenge there. Now Nenta Jella, having just come on, looks as if that injury will force him off again. And Andre de Jong to take his place. De Jong against his own side. Not getting the warmest of receptions, but you wonder if that's from Stellenbosch support or from Pirates fans. As a cross. Of course, sold to Pirates by Stellenbosch in the January transfer window. Here now is Makubu. Cupido going to the near post. Needed a good cross in there. Andreas back again from Titus, out wide. Enyunaya, early ball from him, dealt with comfortably. Lebusa's forward on the edge of the area. Butsaka out wide, Ndaka beaten by Sibele Bere's determined challenge. Less than 15 minutes remain. They can pull one back here. Stellenbosch will be amongst the proverbial pigeons. Durban City have pulled one back against Siwelela. It's 2-2 there. Orbit College lead Magessi 2-1 away from home. Sekukune and Chippa United postponed until tomorrow because of a waterlogged pitch in East London. Now Titus, little touch. Oh, Palace so unlucky. Hits the upright. Well, he's been amongst the goals, Janino Palace of late. He was so close there. 3 goals in his last 5 appearances. That was almost 4 in 6. How close was this?
That's a well-worked build-up from Stellenbosch. Even Lebusa was in there. Just that touch at the near post from Palace. I'm not sure if Chain actually got a finger to that.
I think he might have, in which case that's a pretty good save. Certainly taking credit there with teammate Dion Hotto. Well, it's only 6 goals in 83 career starts before tonight. But, the last 3 have come inside the last month now. De Jong. And it looks like Ndaka, the two going up for the challenge, or De Jong and Lebusa, who will not know each other, of course, because De Jong had gone in the one direction and Lebusa was coming in the other. As far as Stellenbosch were concerned in the January transfer window.
We'll be at the Craven Stadium, and we'll be on the Saturday. Stellenbosch FC will be facing Orbit College.
Seems like he's got a cut just above the eye. Probably would mean either scrapping it or getting it stitched up.
Well, they've got Wade Hurst, they've got Henri Stanich, the Belgian, as a possible replacement. And it is Stanich who is getting ready. 23-year-old from Brussels. As a junior with Anderlecht, played with Jeremy Doku, who was Manchester City's saviour last night. The last 4 seasons, Stellenbosch have been in the top 8. It looks as if things stay this way, it's going to be a very hard ask for them to make the top 8 in this campaign. They've got Durban City away on Friday. That's their next encounter. They'll be in 10th place, still 3 away from the top 8, possibly more. Orbit College on Saturday the 16th at home at the Craven Stadium. They're going back to Stellenbosch. Marumo Gallants in their final match away from home. So Lebusa, having just returned from injury, is going to be taken off. Stanich to come on in the closing stages. Coachman says final 10 minutes, you might as well go and get that stitched up. And they're down to 10 for the moment before Stanich comes on, and maybe one other change. Looks as if Faiz Abrams is going to get a run out. Stanich on. Lebusa you saw go off already, and then the other change, Faiz Abrams to come on. And is it Devon Titus who's gone off? So he's keeping some of the big guns for Friday's match in Durban, it would seem. Faiz Abrams played with you at Cape Town Spurs.
Yes, he did. One of the younger players that managed to make the first team. I think recently ended up playing in Israel as well, after he made the move to Stellenbosch before.
He went on loan to Israel the first half of the season, but came back and has had just one appearance in the Stellenbosch lineup since then. It was the game against Magesi in February. Gamma is still trying to figure out all the players. Abrams dispossessed. Stanich, of course, gone down the pecking order as far as the centre-backs are concerned, with Moloi Sane suspended tonight. Lebusa back from injury. It's Lebusa and Ndar the first choice. Moloi Sane will be available for Friday's game.
It just depends on the severity of Lebusa's head injury regarding Friday.
That becomes an even more important match now for Stellenbosch if they are to make the top 8. Still doable. They get 9 points from their last 3 games. Stanich making a good contribution there. Almost got a decisive header ahead of goalkeeper Chain. Here's Butsaka. Good block there. block made by Ndaba. Here goes Apollos. Across. The header from Enyinaya. Or was it Mofokeng? Mofokeng, quite a goal.
Well, I think he was so concerned about Enyinaya
He was.
getting too close to him. I think he got a bit of a fright, more than focusing on completing the header. But what a run from Apollos.
He's had such a great season, Apollos. Been involved in all of the league games this season, not always in the starting lineup, but played a part in every single one of the 27 matches, including tonight. Osman Apollos.
Now all the Orlando Pirates players are running to the referee for a yellow card, where Mofokeng was the one earlier doing exactly the same.
Enyinaya again involved, this time well, that is a little bit of revenge on Mofokeng. Now what's the referee going to do? He was very lenient with Mofokeng. Is he going to be lenient with the Nigerian?
It seems like it. I haven't seen a card.
I must say there was a lot to be said for referees allowing play to continue and not turning it into too much of a spectacle, but been some challenges in this game which really should have been sanctioned. Challenges from Mofokeng and that one from Enyinaya as well, very cynical. Subisi and Bata. We are just over 5 minutes away. Now here's a chance for Butsaka. Sibele Bele denies him a clear header. Screaming at Butsaka to maybe run at this Pirates defence. He was full of praise for Butsaka's performances in the last couple of matches. A little bit of a scare for the Buccaneers, but they look to have weathered the storm with some 5 minutes to go. Can they hold on here? 2 points behind Sundowns, if it stays this way. Both will have 3 matches left after tonight. Sundowns play tomorrow against Chiefs. Pirates' next one is away at Magesi on the weekend. Two more changes coming up for the Buccaneers. Dion Hotto to come on. He'll be taking the place of Mofokeng. And Bata going off as well in the middle. Ganson's coming on, but now they don't want to make that change. So Mofokeng definitely off. Ganson's going to wait a little bit. It's not Mbata, maybe it's someone else.
I think Makawula is the one that's cramping at the moment. He's on the floor.
The lights are out here at Athlone. Cell phone batteries will be running down fairly swiftly. Crowd are making a lovely spectacle here in the closing stages. They've got some real artists here at Supersport. Mofokeng will get a round of applause from his adoring fans as he makes his way to the bench. They are cruising nicely tonight. And Sundowns cruised rather nicely in their last two games against Polokwane City to install Sean have the title in their own hands, as it were. Just need to win those last three. Easier said than done, but Chiefs Siwelele and TS Galaxy stand between Sundowns and a 9th successive league title.
Yeah, they have been, you know, not the most consistent, but they know exactly how to get over that final line. And like you've indicated, 3 games in the space of probably 10 days they have to play. Could end up finishing the league before everybody else if everything goes according to plan.
And then, of course, the big, or the rather significant task of the Champions League final against Royal Armed Forces from Morocco. First leg Friday the 15th in Pretoria, and the return on the Sunday of the following week in Rabat. This is a rollicking atmosphere now at the Athlone Stadium. Pirates fans in full voice. Still Siwelele 2, Durban City 2. They're heading towards the final whistle, half-time in that delayed game up in Limpopo. Magesi 1, Orbit 2. First and only trip to the Cape this season for the Buccaneers, and their Cape-based fans are making the most of the opportunity. Added on at the end of the 90. Is there a chance for a third for Pirates? Maybe a consolation for Stellenbosch? If they were to get a goal in the next 60 seconds or so, we might be on for a grandstand finish. Had that one opportunity really that Palace steered against the upright. Here's Apollos. They'll be looking to hold the ball here. Apollos. Butuma. The young, he slid in there, might well have got a decisive touch.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if that was a shot or cross from Butuma. Not a lot of power on it.
My money's on shot, shanked it a little bit.
What a difference that opportunity from Palace would have made had that gone in.
There's Cupido on the chase. Super Chain comes out. Well, it's comfortably. This is going to be clean sheet number 18 of the season for him, a new Pirates record. Daka. Makubu came on at half-time. In fact, came on a little earlier than that. Last touch, Butsaka just has not gone Stellenbosch's way tonight.
Well, the biggest challenge this season has been scoring goals. And unfortunately, the one that ended up getting more goals when he came, Mabasa, are not available tonight.
Mabasa on loan from Pirates. Part of the deal, not allowed to play against the mother club. Pirates just holding on to possession in these closing stages. 2.5 of the 5 minutes added on have elapsed. Fans will enjoy these final minutes. They'll enjoy it even more if they can get one more goal. Damson on. Here's ball intended for De Jong. Dava. Being pushed up. Damson with a shot. Strikes the upright. Wow, that came out of nowhere.
Well, he's scored a cracker before, hasn't he? Not scared of taking shots from long distance.
That cracker was in his full debut. So certainly got some power in those boots of his. Well, you referring to earlier on the season, just turned 21 in March. Bright young talent with bright future. So Pirates 2 behind Sundowns if things end in a 2-0 win. Stellenbosch will stay outside the top 8, still down in 10th. Is there a consolation goal here? Chain does well, under a bit of pressure. Well, his teammates rooting for him in terms of clean sheets. Like to forget for Gavin Hunt, whose record against the Buccaneers has been poor. It will not improve after this evening's encounter. Sean, we look forward to the big one tomorrow night. Sundowns hosting Kaizer Chiefs.
Yep, will be a very interesting game.
All the Buccaneer fans are going to be supporting Chiefs for the very first time, en masse. Hoping Sundowns, Chiefs could do them a favour. Now De Jong. Damson. Is there a third in the offing? 5 minutes of play. Mr. Lully says that's it.